Make this look like it's actually sitting in front of the house instead of stuck to it, go ahead and put your post there. And so wherever your post lands, I'm just going to give you an idea of where it is. Now you can make a squared off post by doing another 2 lines and using the horizon, or excuse me, the vanishing points, or you could just draw another line and round it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw a squared off post for you. Okay, but again, I could take that and just round the bottom, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it squared off. Either one is fine. Either one's acceptable for this project. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to shade in the side of it so you can see. Makes a little sense to you. And you see that tiny line at the bottom goes to that right vanishing point. Okay, so there's my mailbox. Okay, again, very basic. I could go in there and put the little flag on it. I could even go ahead, I'm going to go and do this. I can round it like that. Use my vanishing point for the top. And then round the back. All right. Okay. So again, you know, cubes and rectangular prisms are the basis for everything, but you can go ahead and you can change that up. One of the things my students are required to do is to put some sort of building material on the house. And I'm just going to use this left side to show you an easy way to do it. Using your horizon, or excuse me, using your vanishing point on the left side, all right, you can start with a line. I'm just going to line it up with my window there to make it easy. To do siding or wood or even brick. And again, you do not want to slide your ruler down like this and make it parallel, because what will happen is you'll get into the corner and it's going to look like it's a diagonal. So keeping it on my left vanishing point, and I'm going to make these a little larger than usual so you can see them. Might end up looking like a cinder block house. So I'm making these really wide. But if you were doing siding, these are the lines you would use, and every line goes to the left vanishing point. It's like when you did the cracks in the sidewalk, you kept it on the point the whole time. Okay, if I say wanted to make wood, I could, you know, do a couple little lines in there, give it a little wood grain like that. Okay, let's say I wanted to make it brick. Okay. Putting in my verticals here, and the trick with the verticals is to skip every other space. Make sure I'm doing this correctly here, like that. Now again, it looks like cinder block. If you were doing brick, you would have a lot less space between these lines here, but I'm going to go ahead and finish this just to show you. And then you stagger the lines. I'm putting them in the other space so you can see how they're staggered like that. And then I'm just going to keep going, trying to keep everything parallel, extremely important. Let's see. Yeah, some room up here as well. And keep doing this till I finish the house. Finish the sides. It can get a little confusing, so don't be afraid to, let's see, yeah, to do this, to move your straight edge and take a look at it as you go. Okay, there's my big old cinder block bricks. All right, one last thing. We're going to go ahead and put a pool in here, because I've had several students ask me how to do a pool and ask me what it would look like when something is flat against here, you know, besides the sidewalk. This is going to be a very strange place for a pool. I don't know that it's going to make a whole lot of sense. Okay, but this is the one space I have left, so this is where we're going to put it. Okay, anytime you have a pool or any kind of opening in a ground, you're working with your vanishing points. And let's start with the right point. Let's move it away from the house a little bit. You know, if you don't want to do a swimming pool, you could do a pond with a fountain in it. That's kind of cool as well. And because this is almost below your vanishing point, it's going to look a little awkward, a little distorted, but that's okay. So let me review what I just did. I did 2 lines here from the left vanishing point. I'm going to go to my right vanishing point here. This is a place where my students tend to try to make horizontal lines, and there's no place for them in this drawing. The horizon line is your only horizontal line. Okay. Again, right now it looks like a flat rug or a mat there. So I'm going to give it some depth by putting in a vertical from this back corner here. Okay, for the depth of my pool. And I'm going to go ahead and use my left vanishing point and line it up from the bottom of this vertical like that. Erase my little extra tail there. I either need to start drawing lighter or get a better eraser. And right here at this corner, I'm going to line that up with the right point. Just like that. Okay, and that makes it look like I'm actually going down into it. If you want to be fancy and let people know it's a pool, and I'm following my vanishing points on this as well, just not as technically. I could put the water edge, and I can put a little water in it, little waves, little ripples there. You know, you could put a raft in it or a beach ball or something like that. Now, again, if this is grass, the grass doesn't come up to the edge of my pool. There's kind of like a sidewalk or cement around it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another shape like that, just a little bit larger. So let's use our vanishing point on the right. Draw a line here. Vanishing point on the right again to draw one here at the bottom. And then use my left vanishing point to end that off. I'm going to have to turn this around here. Like this. And like that. Okay, and you see that I've created this little edge around the pool. You can always put a deck. Again, keeping it simple, like this. Okay, and if this is concrete, it also has lines. So go back to our right vanishing point. Draw my little lines here. Keeping it on the right vanishing point, move it up. And same thing. My straight edge is on the right vanishing point every time. And I'm just going to keep going with my lines. You space them how you like. And like this, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to have lines in this direction as well. So back to my left vanishing point, line it up. Kind of wish I hadn't done quite as many tiles in this one. But again, you learn as you go. I don't want to line that up with the bottom of the pool, so let's do this. Let's see, I'm just going to move this down here. The spacing isn't perfect, but it's okay. That'll work. All right. Now, again, one of my students looked at that pool and said, you know, that's really neat. It's got the sidewalk around it. It's got the depth in the water, but you have it flat against the grass. There's going to be some sort of height to it. Well, Anytime you have to add height to anything, you're going to have to deal with vertical lines. So with this case, I'm going to go to this corner right here, add a small vertical line, use my right vanishing point like this, and I'm going to add another vertical line right here. Okay. All right, a little off on that corner. I bring it over to here. And always use a ruler. Don't do what I just did. And again, as I said, you can put beach toys in it. You can put a raft in there. You could go ahead and freehand a ladder like that. I would make it round. Okay, give it a little more substance to it. I'll show where they end in here. It's usually a little ellipses there. So you could do something like that. And you can add pretty much anything to this. I know these things are kind of random, the fence, the addition, the mailbox, the pool, all of that. But in my students' lesson, these are all different little extras that they can put in for extra credit. So I hope this helped. And, you know, feel free to take it back, to pause it, to ask questions, whatever it is you need to do.